Good morning. I'm Kathy Ryder. I'm the liaison for the board for membership services. It's great to see the sun out today, isn't it? Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation. We are a religious community who commit ourselves to diversity. We hope to nourish human differences, those of gender, race, age, ability, sexual orientation, political views, culture, class, and religious belief. Welcome to all who treasure freedom of conscience in the search for truth. We promise to do our best to provide you with a spiritual home. We extend a special welcome to our visitors today. We hope you follow our Facebook page. To participate in Zoom and receive announcements about special events and our religious exploration classes, please sign up for our weekly email. There should be a link in the comments section on our Facebook page where you can sign up. I'd like to draw your attention to recent announcements. For those in person, they're printed in your order of service, and there are links in the UUC newsletter and the weekly UU Connections for those watching online today. We have several announcements. The flowers for April are in honor of Alita Reese, and thanks for her genealogical research. Awesome. And we are just so happy to have our very first minister from, I'm not sure what the years were, but Mary Ann Cotter and her husband Jim are here. So welcome. Thank you all for being here and on Zoom and on Facebook.
Good morning. My name is Phil Swanhorst. I go by he or him. I am here to announce what our board decided April 1st. We do not have to wear masks at this church anymore. And it makes me easier because I fog up real easy if I try to read something. About the only other place I know that are still being required to wear a mask are the Eau Claire City buses until April 18th. With that thought in mind, I want to address this month's 50-50 Share the Plate, the Chippewa Valley Transit Alliance, which deals with buses. Is that a good segue or what? Last night I was looking through Facebook and come across the definition of what the 50-50 Share the Plate for CVTA, the Chippewa Valley Transit Alliance is. It's an alliance of public transit riders, strategic partners, advocates, as well as public and private stakeholders whose purpose is to affirm, strengthen, and expand public transit options in the Chippewa Valley. They work to expand options for busing, biking, walking, and possibly passenger rail service in our area in the future. But you're not getting off that easy with me. I want to explain another thing Chippewa Valley Transit Alliance has. We've been around about 10 years. We are involved with Rosa Parks' birthday on February 4th. We're involved with the Sojourner House a little bit, providing free passes, tokens, tickets, whatever's needed. And we're involved with Earth Day. CVTA provides free bus rides all day Earth Day in recognition of the importance of our Mother Earth. But it also does something else. We work with each other to provide a service for our community. And one of them services is, we had 8 gentlemen arrive in our community a few weeks ago, Afghan refugees. And I was fortunate enough to be one of the first ones who got to know all 8 of them. And they said, the other individuals in the WNN welcoming our new neighbors, well, just give them a little spiel, give them a map, and they'll know how to ride a bus. Well, as I was flipping through Facebook last night, I come across, by the way, I'm going to do something else besides segues. I'm going to show and tell a little bit. Another posting that says, take the bus. How simple. Just 8 little different passes, tickets, tokens, vouchers. I don't know what they are. I can't even read them on Facebook. It was so small, but it says, is that why you should take the bus? Well, these 8 individuals need a little more than a picture and a map. And I feel very fortunate I got to spend time with them and discuss with them what it takes. First, they had to fill out a form. They had to fill out a income qualifying fare verification form. Not a reduced fare form, an income requiring qualification form. Tell that to an Afghan refugee that don't know how to speak, let alone hear our language. And then hand them a map and say, ride our bus. But that isn't what we do. The other thing is, show them 8 different passes or tokens or tickets or vouchers. They don't know which one to use. So I was fortunate enough to individually look at it. And just for your curiosity's sake, like I say, show and tell. You get on a bus, you think you just go in. I have here tickets, tokens, different colors. I don't want to lose these. These are good. They're worth money. But there's yellow, green, blue, red, purple, light purple, dark purple. There's student passes for high school. There's CVTA passes, or CVTC for the VOTEC. There's passes for the college. There's passes just for the community table. So it isn't just like, well, go ahead and get this pass. But they did. We worked with them. I rode with all 8 of them. They all 8, with assistance from those that could speak English, filled out the income qualifying fare verification form. This is a reduced fare one. And they all have passes. And I've rode with all of them a couple of times minimum. But I tell you what, they're smart. They picked up riding the buses. The main thing I told them is talk to a bus driver. They'll tell you how to get to where you need to go. And that's what they do. And I am so pleased that the Chippewa Valley Transit Alliance is more than just a place to donate our resources this month for 50-50. It's an alliance that has compassion for those that are new to our community, as well those in our community who wish to learn how to ride a bus. So I thank you in advance for the opportunity to explain how our Afghan refugees are now riding the buses. Not all of them, a few of them are still learning the language. But we also need to thank you for all of the opportunity we get to provide services to our community. And that's what CVTA is all about. Thank you very much.
I just have a short announcement. I'm also, like Phil, on the social responsibility group or committee. April 23rd is Earth Day, and you have the opportunity to help clean up Eau Claire as part of the UU Church Earth Day celebration. It's from 9 to 12. So if you're interested in doing that, it's 3 weeks from yesterday. Just contact me and I'll let you know the details. But that's 3 weeks from yesterday, opportunity to clean up Eau Claire.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Eau Claire. I'm the Reverend Virginia Wolf, Minister Emerita of this congregation. My pronouns are she, her. I'm very happy to be here with you today, both in the church, and it's kind of full for us, isn't it, today, which is nice, and online. This morning we're going to explore the breath as a kind of miracle, as the life force, as the spirit of life, as a means of mastering fear, healing illness, and experiencing the divine. Let's begin with this poem by Rosamond S. King. Breathe, as in what if the shadow is gold, breathe as inhale, assuming exhale. Imagine that, as in the first person singular, homonym, I, as in subject, as in the center of the world, as in mundane. The opposite is of spectacle, spectacular. This is just us breathing. Imagine normalized respite, gold in shadows. You have the right to breathe and remain. Imagine that. Come, let us worship.
Breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I
We are Bob and Debbie Brown, and please join us for the reading of Lighting of the Chalice. The words by Reverend Virginia Woolf are in your order of service. Like this flame, we breathe in the air that sustains us, and like this flame, we can breathe out warmth, comfort, and light. Some would say love, peace, and insight. As we light our chalice this morning, may we treasure the nourishing possibilities of breath.
I'm Martha Munger. I'm reading a piece called Breath by Catherine Savage. My first husband's mother died before I met him. He used to tell me the story of being asleep in the bedroom of his childhood home and listening to his mother sleep through a baby monitor. In her bedroom, when there were wide pauses between her breaths in the night, near the end of her life, he always woke up, opened his eyes, and in the dark he wondered if she'd stopped breathing now. Or now. And she'd begin again. When our son was born, we'd do this too, wait out his breaths. We kept a video monitor in our bedroom, and we watched his blurry body roll and twitch and kick off the swaddle, and in and out the lungs, and open and close the mouth. And there he was, marvelous, lifting tiny fist to lips.
I am Karen Hirsch, the worship associate for today. This is the time in our service for giving. Our 50-50 Share the Plate recipient for April is the Chippewa Valley Transit Alliance, which Phil told us about. On your order of service, you may scan to donate or text to give 84321. On-site donations may be made in the offering basket as it comes around or in the donation drop box in the gathering room. Checks may be mailed to UUC 421 South Farwell, Eau Claire. With gratitude for the abundance in our lives, we give to help people in need and to support the work of this congregation. Thank you, singers. That was wonderful. Please join me in the congregational response as printed in your order of service. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Our story this morning is a traditional Buddhist story about Buddha's enlightenment. When Buddha was a child, there was an annual celebration called the Plowing Festival. One year, he was very bored with it all, and so went and sat under a tree. There, he spontaneously entered into profound meditation through observing his breath. At the end of the festival, his parents discovered him beneath the tree, roused him from his inner absorption, and took him home. He never repeated what he had done that day under the tree, but he never forgot it. Later, after years of practicing incredible austerities and many yogas, he found himself without authentic realization. Sitting beneath a tree, he vowed to remain there until he awakened. But how would he do that? What should be his practice, since everything he had learned in so many years had proven useless? Then he recalled his childhood meditation at the Plowing Festival. Might that be the way to awakening, he wondered? It seemed unthinkable that the simple, spontaneous practice of his long-ago childhood could be the key to enlightenment. But something from deep within him spoke, saying, that is the only way to awaken. He tried it and continued it, and it worked. Consequently, he recommended it to others.
Ever since I began meditating, I've been fascinated by the breath. For one thing, I've discovered that it's never the same, hard or soft, broken or continuous. The breath changes, sometimes from one second to another. I've also learned to see the relationship between my breath and my emotions. I can't do the glasses because I can't see you. Here's hoping I can read the script. The more agitated I am, the shorter and more rapid my breathing. The calmer I am, the longer and slower my breathing. Then, too, the more my mind runs wild, the more agitated my breathing. And when thoughts drop away, the quieter and deeper it is. Paying such close attention to the breath concentrates the mind and requires and trains us to be present in the moment. It becomes a kind of anchor or center or friend. Wherever we go, no matter what the circumstance, our breath is there and available to support us and to inform us of how we're doing. As Larry Rosenberg says in Breathing Lessons, the breath is always with you, helping to cut down on the unnecessary thinking that distracts from the here and now. Free of the past and the future, the mind settles and calms, and peace and joy arise. Although I've come to expect this state of calmness, peace, and joy when meditating, I still find it surprising, almost miraculous, that careful attention to the breath can have these effects, which is why I want to talk about what many see as the miracle of breathing. Although people largely ignore their breathing, there are times, as Catherine Savage points out in Breath, our reading for today, when we carefully attend to the breath of others at birth and at death. When children are born, we nearly hold our breaths until they gasp for air, and we continue carefully to watch their breathing until they are several months old. Similarly, when the old are dying, we watch their breathing to determine where they are in the process, slowing down, missing breaths, erratically breathing, and doing so more and more softly. It fascinates me that inspiration and expiration are synonyms for, respectively, inhalation and exhalation. That life begins with the coming of the breath and ends with its going certainly accounts for an age-old understanding of the breath as the life force or the spirit of life. And that it is so understood by many may indicate why they see breathing as a means of, quote, mastering fear, healing illness, and experiencing the divine, end quote. This is the subtitle of Andy Caponegro's The Miracle of the Breath. Many other books make the same claims, often depending on ancient Eastern understanding of the breath as a source of mental and physical healing and of transcendence. Commonly recognized as the widespread tendency to control breathing, which is often due to an emotional blockage. In her poem, A Brief Meditation on Breath, Yesenia Montilla, an Afro-Latina poet, captures the way fear affects the breath. She writes, "I have divers lungs from holding my breath for so long. I promise you, I'm not trying to break a record. Sometimes I just forget to exhale. My shoulders held tightly near my neck. I am a ball of tense living, a tumbleweed with steel-toed boots." She also evokes the experience of breathing without fear. "I can't remember the last time I felt light as dandelion. I can't remember the last time I took the sweetness in and my diaphragm expanded into song." The death of black men by asphyxiation is one source of her fear. "I swear," I thought, "the last time I'd think of death with breath was that balmy day in July when the cops became a raging fire and sucked the breath out of Gardner." The other source is the pandemic. "Yesterday, I walked 38 blocks to my father's house with a mask over my nose and mouth, the sweat dripping off my chin, only to be caught in fabric and pool up like rain. And I inhaled small spurts of me, little particles of my DNA. I took into my body my own self, and I thought I'd die from so much exposure to my own bereavement. They're saying this virus takes your breath away, not like a mother's love or like a good kiss from your lover's soft mouth, but like the police. It can kill you fast or slow, dealer's choice. A pallbearer carrying your body without a casket. They say it's so contagious it could be quite breathtaking, so persistent it might as well be breathing down your neck." Obviously, it's not only fear, but also grief, so much exposure to bereavement that is breathtaking. The experience of so much that is breathtaking leads Hetty Jones, a Jewish poet married to an African American, to ask, "Are you breathing? Are you lucky enough to be breathing?" Holding the breath or breathing rapidly are both synonyms of emotional distress, fear in all of its variety, including anger and grief. One solution is attention to the breath, meditation. Did you know that the word medere, which means comes from Latin words meaning to heal or to look after? If we just sit down and raise our spines and heads from our sits bones, drop our shoulders, incline our heads, slightly drop our jaws, soften our eyes, and focus on our breathing, often the breath will return to normal. Some meditators encourage deeper breathing to begin with. Some even encourage panting for a few minutes as a way of releasing the breath from the grip of fear or anger or grief. And actually, there are many, many books that explore this. Here, I simply want to suggest that meditation can allow us to recognize the emotion in our breathing patterns and to release the breath, or if necessary, to change those patterns so that we're no longer held captive by the emotion. The more a negative emotion has become a habit pattern, the closer it comes to being a mental health problem, and the more difficult it will be to release the breath. For example, a sexually abused child or a soldier who's seen lots of combat often suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome, and the fear blockage in either case will be severe and the process of releasing it prolonged. But meditation has proven effective in doing so, and as John Kabat-Zinn reveals in Full Catastrophe Living, it has helped people in severe pain and from injury or illness cope with their situation. Mental health professionals routinely recommend meditation, and some cancer and rehabilitation centers now offer meditation training. So there's a growing awareness of the breath's capacity for healing emotional distress and reducing physical pain. From personal experience, I know that meditation can relieve emotional distress. Over the years, I've greatly reduced the amount of time I spend worrying over a past or future event. It's taught me to live more fully in the moment because I think of the repeated experience of simply paying attention to my breath moment by moment. It's like I have a new habit, maybe a pattern, a new neural pathway in the brain. Also, I have experienced the reduction of pain when I have steadied my breathing and focused in on a pain, often in one knee or hip, and paid careful attention to the sensations of pulsing, heating, and tingling. The pain has lessened considerably and even sometimes disappeared. I have learned that my resistance to these sensations, which often includes holding my breath, make me suffer. As miraculous as these features of the breath may seem, its capacity to arouse transcendence is even more so. As I noted earlier, the association of the breath with the spirit or life force is widespread. In many languages, the words for spirit, soul, wind, and breath share the same etymology. For example, the Latin spiritus, the Greek psyche, the Hebrew ruach, the Egyptian ka, the Arabic nafs, the Chinese chi, and the Sanskrit prana. What's more, in many traditions, the breath is seen as the Spirit of God creating the universe and breathing life into the first humans, as is true in Genesis. The Tao Te Ching puts it succinctly: Tao is the breath that never dies. It is the mother of creation. Or as Hildegard of Bingen put it, prayer is nothing but inhaling and exhaling the one breath, the spirit of the universe. Andy Caponegro asserts that the saints and sages of all religions have regarded the breath as sacred because it's the only thing in the physical world that is directly associated with God. By God, he means the transcendent reality called by many names. In his words, the Hindus call it Brahman, the Chinese call it Tao, and the Christians call it Godhead, while the Buddhists call it Sunyata, which means the great emptiness. I find this association of the breath with transcendence fascinating, and I wonder which came first, an awareness of the breath as different from the material world, or an experience of breathing that led to transcendence. We will never know, but it's a fairly good guess that both this awareness and or this experience were factors in the development of religion. The breath is more like energy than matter, more ethereal than earthy. And breathing techniques like ritual dancing, yoga, meditation, prayer, and even running and singing do provide experiences of awe, ecstasy, or transcendence. They take us out of our little selves to connect with something that's bigger. As a Hindu saying puts it, God is as close as your very own breath. Caponegro claims the sages and saints of all religions agree that there is but one divine force that creates the universe. Most of them call this force God. No matter what name they give it, Yahweh, Allah, Brahman, Tao, they also agree that the divine force that gives us life is manifest in our breath. Regardless of how different the various religions appear to be, every religion begins and ends on the path of the breath, because the breath is the only thing in the physical world that is directly connected with God. I think he overstates his case. There is no creator in Buddhism. There is not even any discussion of creation. Instead, there is a focus on the breath, on the present moment, on our interdependence, and on the mystery, the absolute mystery of emptiness. The Buddha answered all questions about gods and afterlife by acknowledging that we couldn't know. He focused his teaching on how to live in a suffering, impermanent reality in which we each had no separate, permanent selves. He called this reality samsara, the world of forms, and taught that we could transform it into nirvana, emptiness, if we woke up to the causes and the conditions of suffering and let them go. Above all, belief in a separate self generates suffering. Contradicting this belief, the breath itself reveals our connection to all living beings, to all the plants and trees, especially, who take in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen, which we breathe. Every living being shares the breath with all others. Breathing in, I breathe in you. Breathing out, I breathe out me. Even more accurately, we breathe in and out each other, not just we humans, but all living beings. It reminds me of our congregational response: from you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Paradoxically, the Buddha acknowledged that samsara is nirvana, and nirvana is samsara, just as form is emptiness and emptiness is form. Thus, there's only one reality, experienced differently, depending on whether or not our perspective is one of I or one of we. Emptiness is not a heavenly realm, yet experience of it allows for transcendence of the limited self and the realization of our thoroughgoing interdependence and impermanence. In samsara, everything changes continuously, and we suffer mostly because we resist it. But in nirvana, all is one or whole, and we are at peace. It's all a matter of perception. Caponegro also claims enlightenment and God realization are essentially one and the same state of consciousness. The main difference between them is that those who have become God realized tend to focus their attention on God, the Creator, or divine consciousness in its moving aspect. Enlightened beings, on the other hand, tend to focus their attention on the stillness of Godhead, or divine consciousness in its resting place. I tend to agree with him that the state of consciousness is the same, and as he says elsewhere, breathtaking. Awe and wonder, experiences of transcendence can seem to take your breath away. They are sometimes very closely related to fear. And his distinction between a moving aspect and a still one is intriguing, reminding me respectively of samsara and nirvana, which are different aspects of the same reality. But the concept of God as creator or as some reality outside the one we inhabit just doesn't work for me. I agree with Karen Armstrong's conclusion in The Case for God that my attempt to define God results in seeing God in human terms, as a maker, king, father, mover, or male, and so forth. It fails utterly to convey the mystery we can never define, but only experience. I can believe in the experience of transcendence, but I have no experience of a reality not of this world, and I don't expect to. What's more, although I try to talk about transcendence, as many others have, I know I really can only point to, not define or capture this experience. I cannot even guarantee that meditation or any other spiritual practice will result in transcendence. It's not really in our control. But meditation can lay the groundwork, the neural pathways that open us to transcendence. We can attend to the breath, that miraculous force that animates us. We can focus on it until we lose our sense of ourselves, the boundaries of our bodies and minds go fuzzy and disappear, and we are at one with everything. This simple process of attending to our breathing can reduce, perhaps eventually end our obsession with our limited, lonely selves and connect us in joy to all other living beings. Experiencing our connection arouses empathy and compassion and the desire for healing. As Wisconsin poet laureate Dasha Kelly Hamilton puts it in By Definition, the movement of air is caused by difference. The phenomenon of wind ensures the possibility of life. Life is an accounting of exhales and held breaths. Breaths we all push forward, push out, point skyward, together. May we attend to the breath. Let it be so.
Please join us for the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
The closing words are from a Buddhist sutra, Theravada 548. One who has gradually practiced, developed, and brought to perfection mindfulness of the in and out breath as taught by the awakened one illuminates the entire world like a moon when freed from clouds. May we be like the moon, freed from clouds. Go in peace. Go in love.